It appears that Brett Favre might be taking legal action against Umar Johnson for his comments about Brett Favre's alleged role in the largest welfare scheme in Mississippi's history. I did an in-depth video on Brett Favre's alleged involvement in this Mississippi welfare scheme. I will put a link to that video in this video's description. If you're unfamiliar with the situation, let me give you a high-level overview. According to a civil lawsuit that was filed by the Mississippi Department of Human Services, former Mississippi Department of Human Services Executive Director John Davis and Nancy New, the owner of Mississippi Community Education Center, both agreed to disregard all legal requirements pertaining to the lawful use of TANF funds. TANF stands for Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, in order to transfer the funds to their family members and friends. One of the friends that allegedly benefited from the funds is Brett Favre. According to text messages that were revealed via the civil lawsuit, Brett Favre and Nancy New discussed using $5 million of TANF funds to build a volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, which is Brett Favre's alma mater, and his daughter was a volleyball player there at the time some of the text messages were sent. Umar Johnson recently posted this image on his Instagram page. The name of the law firm listed on the letterhead, Kasowitz Benson Torres, LLP. This is the same law firm that is representing Brett Favre in the civil lawsuit. The letter indicates that the law firm has been retained by Brett Favre to investigate potential legal claims against Umar Johnson for certain public statements he made in regards to Brett Favre. The letter also demands that Umar Johnson preserve and not destroy, conceal, alter, or otherwise spoliate any and all documents and information in his possession, custody, or control regardless of where such documents and information reside, including without limitation electronic files and other data generated by and or stored on computers, storage media, or other electronic devices, emails, voicemails, text messages, tweets, social media posts that refer or relate in any way to any of his public statements about Brett Favre since May 4, 2020. The letter also indicates that if Umar Johnson didn't comply with this notice and they proceeded with a lawsuit, their client could seek sanctions and other reliefs. Someone mentioned that this was a cease and desist letter, but it's not. This is a legal hold notification. At the previous company I worked for, due to the nature of the business, it was not uncommon to receive this type of letter. Dealing with these letters was a pain. The letters would be sent because a customer or customers were suing or was considering suing the company due to a problem they had with one of the products. So we would go into the system and export and save all customer-facing communication on that specific model. We would also have to save any internal communications we had on that specific model. Then what we would do is update the CRMs, giving the people that were handling customer communications a way to log the specific issue mentioned in the letter, which made it easy for us to query that specific issue and save the communication. What they are doing with this letter is putting you on notice and taking the necessary steps to preserve evidence that might be relevant to their case. I tried locating information in regards to what Umar Johnson said about Brett Favre. I was able to find an IG post on Umar Johnson's page in regards to the statement Brett Favre made about the George Floyd incident. Umar Johnson was also asked about this statement during one of his Breakfast Club interviews.
Can you believe Brett Favre had the nerve to say that he doesn't believe Derek Chauvin intentionally killed George Floyd?
What Brett Favre really said is, I don't give a damn whether black people are getting killed by police or not. That's what he really said. I don't care if the police are killing you or not. I don't want to be bothered with it. When I turn on the game, I want to watch the game. I don't want to be reading nobody's tweets. I don't want to be hearing no comments. I am a privileged white man in Mississippi. I'm a privileged white man in Mississippi, and my privilege allows me to not have to deal with the ramifications of police killing black people. Brett Favre ain't nothing but another old-fashioned, traditional, white, racist Mississippian.
Yeah, he actually said that a few weeks ago. I forgot what show it was, but he said he doesn't want to hear any politics or social commentary during sports.
And then he turned around and said he don't think Derek Chauvin did that on purpose.
Exactly.
And then you got all the black commentators on TV. They want to say the truth. And I see Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. They want to say that he's just a racist. He understood, but they can't say that because that'll mess with their job. So they had to say, well, Brett Favre don't understand because he never lived as a black man. You don't have to have lived as a black man. You know what's happening. White people have been doing this to black people for 4 centuries. Brett Favre knows exactly what's happening, but he does not care. And that's
There was also a post on Umar Johnson's IG page in regards to the Mississippi welfare scheme, which states Brett Favre stole $8 million from the poor black Mississippians. So is Brett Favre a thief? And did he steal money that was meant to help the least fortunate in Mississippi? Here's what we know, the facts. The 2 people at the forefront of this welfare scheme have been charged. John Davis pleaded guilty to 5 counts of conspiracy and 13 counts of fraud against the government and was sentenced to 32 years in state prison. Nancy New pleaded guilty to 4 counts of bribery, 2 counts of fraud against the government, 6 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of racketeering, and is currently awaiting sentencing. According to the lawsuit, before the volleyball stadium was built, a meeting was held at the University of Southern Mississippi. And guess who was in attendance? The 2 people that have already been charged, John Davis, Nancy New, along with Brett Favre. Brett Favre doesn't deny receiving the funds. His claim is that he did not know they were welfare funds. Favre made the following statement to Fox News Digital. "No one ever told me, and I did not know, that funds designated for welfare recipients were going to the university or me." However, the text messages revealed via the civil lawsuit tell a different story. In one of the text messages, Favre asked Nancy New, "If you were to pay me, is there any way the media can find out where it came from and how much?" To which Nancy New replied, "No, we never had that information publicized. I understand you being uneasy about that though. Let's see what happens on Monday with the conversation with some of the folks at Southern. Maybe it will click with them, hopefully." To which Brett Favre responded, "Okay, thanks." So why would Brett Favre be concerned about the media discovering the source of the funds if he believed that everything concerning the funds were above board? But Umar Johnson said he's ready for court.
Now, as far as the Brett Favre lawsuit go, Brett Favre wants to take me to court. Take me to court, Brett Favre. I'm ready. Somebody let Brett Favre know. Dr. Umar is ready for court. I ain't worrying about that. Where y'all want to go to court at? Pennsylvania, Mississippi. The letter came from New Jersey. I'm ready for court. Just let me know when me and Brett Favre have to be in court together. I'm going to wear my Randall Cunningham jersey. I'm going to wear my Randall Cunningham jersey. Last jersey Brett Favre wore was the Vikings jersey. Randall Cunningham wore the Vikings jersey and scored the highest quarterback rating in a single season in NFL history, at least up until that time. So I'm ready for court. Whenever Brett Favre, tell Brett Favre I want that smoke. Let Brett Favre know I want that smoke. I'm ready. Let's go.
It will be intriguing to see how this all plays out. What I also find intriguing is the large number of individuals who illegally benefited from these welfare funds, including another famous person, Ted DiBiase, aka the $1 Million Man. Leave a comment and let me know what you think.